but was she really outnumbered?
I don't know. I think you can call me Johnson is where that started. Anytime she wants you to.
Oh, she is a big gal.
Big gal. And the thing is, she can move around. She moves around out there pretty good.
It shows you they have faith to put her in a jammer's helmet, put her out there to start with. Now.
And right now,
we got Johnson and Meyer, and that's the tall and the short of it, or the big and the small of it.
Or the wide and the thin of it. Whichever way you want to look at it, you know. She have a...
Whichever way you look at it, I have been reminded that it is an 18-17 game. The Bay Bombers are on top by 1. And the crowd here coming alive. They just announced the attendance figure. 2,320, I think it was, the largest crowd in 5 years here in San Jose.
That's great.
Jam-packed crowd, almost a sellout. We've got people standing up in the balcony tonight.
Boy, that's terrific, Kenny. It's nice to see a turnout like this, and it really helps the Bombers, you know. And the team that's coming in, the visiting team, when they come in to skate, it's really nice to see a lot of people out in the seats.
Okay, look out. We got a Bomber in trouble right now, Dolores Tucker. That's Willie Ryan, a Bomber jammer. Now Tucker is behind the pack. Ryan can... Yeah, she calls it off as Tucker is not gonna catch the pack. So no score. Bombers hang on by 1, 18-17.
That was some good heads-up play right there.
It was, Ryan. You notice she looked back, she waited, she wanted to make sure if there's a chance she could just hang back there and protect Tucker until Tucker caught up. She was going to do it that way.
Do you have to do that? And the last interview I had with Cliff and Ronnie Turbin, it is a team game. It's a complete team game. You don't have one individual star out there, you know.
No, but it's not that you don't have any. Everybody is.
That's right.
And if you don't work together, it ain't going to work at all. Okay, back together now. We got a little over 5 minutes remaining here in the 5th skating period. And it has been a battle right from the opening gun tonight. Bombers and Jammers on top, and here's what Ann Calvello likes to call the M&M twins. Judy McGuire, Peanuts Meyer. And blocking at the rear of the pack, look out. Jam called off.
Catherine Shaw and J.J. Burton started double teaming Tilly. McGuire took the lead in the jam, although they had the Pioneers outnumbered actually coming into the back of the pack.
Enough is enough, says Peanuts.
Oh, she did too.
Oh, I could hear that one up here.
Oh, so Catherine could feel it right in her heels. My goodness, she just hit her over the head with that helmet.
Remains an 18-17 game. There was no score there. McGuire forced to call it off, or Dolores Tucker would have been scored over.
That was a good play. That's good heads-up thinking. But McGuire's an old pro. She knows how to get around on that track. She knows what she's supposed to do. So does Meyer.
J.J. Burton, a few words for Meyer. I guess Peanuts made an impression on her.
I know she made an impression on Catherine Shaw. She'll remember that for another week and a half.
Oh, look out. Look out, Burton going after Meyer. There's going to be a penalty there.
Boy, she stayed on her, too.
Yeah. Now here's Dolores Tucker. Referee Bill Morris, he steps in. There's Peanuts Meyer still down on the track. J.J. Burton backs away with the referee in the middle.
She's not afraid. She's telling Tilly, come on.
Well, Peanuts shaking up down there. Now let's see what we got in the penalty box. We know for sure J.J. Burton is in there. Back moving around to reform. 3.5 minutes remaining here in the period. This the first period into the second half.
And here goes Catherine Shaw taking a pivot helmet. And this girl's been skating great.
Yeah, and the Pioneers got big Linda Johnson, number 57, back in the Jammers helmet there, too. Bombers will go with Terry and Abnett and Willie Ryan, and they look small compared to Johnson.
Well, they do, too. I'd hate to turn around and see somebody chasing me that big, you know.
Oh. I'd find overdrive real quick.
Well, you better believe it.
Back together. Jammers starting to move up. Willie Ryan, number 36, out for the Bay Bombers. Bombers got the 2 on top. Terry and Abnett out. And so far, they are the only ones moving, so the Bombers could have a chance to open it up here. They lead 18-17, but 1 point in this game is never a comfortable lead, not even if you're down to the last minute.
Well, that's no lie, Kenny.
Setting the pace is Willie Ryan. And Abnett right behind her. Linda Johnson is out now for the Pioneers, a half a lap behind. Now Catherine Shaw has got 2 Bomber Jammers to try and keep out back at the rear of the pack. Johnson, you can just barely see moving up into the back of the picture there. Block, look out. Johnson, the lead jammer, calls it off. There is no score on the play, so there's the importance of breaking a jammer no matter how late it is.
That's right, and I'll tell you what, for a big girl, she moves pretty good. She was booking along in the back there.
Well, once she gets moving, there isn't much to slow her down, I'll tell you.
Well, Tilly Tucker wasn't backing off either. Tilly was up there ready to throw a good old block, and she had her right in the right part of the track. She timed her coming in. I know Tilly's thoughts is you got to catch somebody like that. There is certain points on this track where you can really throw some good leather on somebody. And that's what it looked like. Tilly was just trying to measure it to where she came in on a flat part of the track where she could really lay some hard rubber on it.
It's all a matter of timing. Jammers moving up. We got about 1:30 left to go here in the 5th period. Bombers will have the jammer. Judy McGuire, number 35. Number 52, Marcia Gibbs out for the Pioneers. Peanuts Meyer for the Bombers. And secondary, Joyce Young for the Pioneers. But Judy McGuire far and away with the lead here. Meyer also in front of the Pioneers. Let's see how they work this. Do they drop back to take care of Joyce Young now, or? Yep, that's what they're going to do. Double team inside Meyer, outside McGuire. Young in the middle, but we have Gibbs coming up here also for the Pioneers. Young back, catches Gibbs. Takes them both down. There's a gamble that paid off, Nick.
That's
now
right.
Dolores Tucker's got some room to move back here. Double block. Burton, the captain, on the inside. On the outside is number 53. Shaw. And Meyer, McGuire, Meyer to the inside. It's called off. Jam called off.
Oh.
Look out, Shaw swinging away up there.
What a right hand that was. That was JJ Burton.
They're going to be penalty on Catherine Shaw.
And I think Burton got one too.
Burton might have one too, yeah.
There's no telling it.
There were 4 Bomber points on there. That was a big play for the Bombers. 2
Look at this. Marcy doesn't see what's going on behind him. Look at this.
Now Burton, and look out. Tucker's out there. She's going after Burton.
Please remain in your seat. Please remain in your seat. 5 seconds left in the period.
And time, Nick, in this period is running out, and I think it's about time. There's the horn. We've got a timeout at the end of the 5th skating period. Look out, Tucker and Burton going at it again. The score at the end of the 5th skating period, the San Francisco Bay Bombers 22, Midwest Pioneers 17. Hey, the men finally getting up on the track here at the end of a wild 5th period with the gals. 22-17, the Bay Bombers lead the Midwest Pioneers in San Jose, California. Ken Kunzelman along with Nick Scopus, trackside with the play-by-play.
Boy, Kenny, these ladies aren't backing off or anything. They're just going right after it right now.
It is a hot night, and the tempers are hot to match.
Boy, believe it, yeah. It's really amazing how strongly the both teams are skating. It's hard for me to understand because I know it's hot where we are right here watching this thing. I can imagine what these people feel like down on the track. It's got to be 110, 115 degrees down there.
Larry Stahl, Bomber Jammer in trouble here. JoJo Stafford going out of him. Stafford was out part of the first half with a broken skate. He's back in action now. Look out. Oh, Stafford trips in the turn. I think he broke his skate again.
Skate broke. It come apart. I don't know if they can get a shot of it with a camera from the side of the track.
There were 3 Bomber points. That's the net result.
The guy with the white pants just picked up half of it. There he is. The wheels are in the guy's hand, in the trainer's hands.
Stafford right back where he was in the
broken
first
skate.
half.
Look at that.
Let's watch it again. And
Here comes the replay. Now you got to watch JoJo's right foot. As soon as he starts to take off,
the next lap around,
he starts moving pretty good here. He feels the skates are okay. He starts to move out, and right here.
Oops,
look at
there
it.
Goes right out from under him. That's a lead truck on his skate too. He's got nowhere to go but down.
That's right.
So the Bombers get a gift of 3 there. They lead now 25-17. The largest lead they've had tonight.
Well, that's just like going downhill and losing the brakes on a car. You know, it's just you don't know what to do. You can't react. You want to stay up. You want to move back, and your momentum is just kind of forward and down. Yeah, here comes Chris Rowe, Kenny.
Okay, we got a jam going
Joe
here.
Perez chasing him.
And Rowe gets away from him. Very seldom you see that happen to Joe Perez. But it's Chris Rowe now, the track to himself. And he'll be facing, looks like Charlie Gibson, number 58 on defense. Back at the rear. Gibson a leg block, elbow. Throwing everything in on him. We got just a little under a half a minute remaining here. There's plenty of time for Chris Rowe. Rowe spun back off the rail now, and there's still no Pioneer jammer. But the Bombers can't get anybody back there, at least so far, to help. Gibson blocking again. We're under 20 seconds now, and Rowe tied up. He's not going to get a move on Gibson on the outside. Now here comes Billy Grohl, but Rowe run down onto the infield.
I think it was Chris Rowe.
Yeah, Rowe down, and time runs out in the jam. There's Rowe shaken up, and I believe somebody down there on the infield clipped him, and they're calling a penalty on it. Let's see if we can catch it on replay, Nick.
Now watch, here they start to come down in towards the infield. Here comes Gibson. It was Stafford. Stafford sitting there, just kind of put the side of his foot into his gut there.
So there is on that penalty, there is a point awarded to Chris Rowe, the jammer. So now the Bombers lead by 9 big marbles, 26-17.
I'll tell you what, looks like Cliff Butler's getting a little bit upset with Stafford. And here's Stafford coming back on the track with that broken skate. I was talking to him earlier. He was telling me that the front kingpin on the thing is stripped out. I don't know how many people can understand what that is, but
well, for the women in the audience, that's about the same thing as the Johnson rod on your automobile.
That's right. But anyway, at any rate, the kingpin is stripped out on JoJo's front truck, and he's just trying to do the best he can. We're back. Here comes Butler on him right now.
Butler and Stafford going at it at the rear of the pack. Jammers are out, but the action is back here. Butler and Stafford back up. Here they come, and Perez calls it off. And Stafford, I think, might have caught Perez's skate when Perez went by him.
I don't know. He was getting hit awfully hard by Cliff. Maybe it was just the blocks that took their toll.
Could be. There's no score on the play. It remains 26-17. Bombers a 9-point lead.
But that was an excellent effort on Perez's part to get in front, cut the jam off, and no score again. You know, for as out of hand as this game has gotten in score-wise, 26-17, Kenny.
And the Pioneers have got to be kind of frustrated right now.
Right, yeah, but they're still skating a tactical game. I don't know yet. I don't know where the points were lost. You know, I don't know whether it was in a girls' field, whether it was in a boys' field.
Well, you had one big 4-point play that really kind of ballooned it out. Then you got 3 points when Stafford went down with his broken skate. You know,
that's right, yeah.
Seven of the 9 points right there.
Yeah, but otherwise, you know, personally, I think that the Pioneers are skating a good tactical game, and it's just somehow they're winding up down the tubes.
Yeah, it's easy on the track. It's hard on the scoreboard, though.
Now
Bombers have it just the opposite.
Yeah.
It looks good on that scoreboard for the Bay Bombers, but boy, they've been taking a toll out there to get those points. They're trying to get that pack organized. Blockers have to be in front of the jammers. There's a whistle. Now, before that whistle, there can't be any blocking out there. First jammer out starts at 60 seconds. We've got that. They got a big man out for the Pioneers, number 54, Whirl Gray. The Bombers, number 34, Alvin Mallory, and is blocking back at the rear. Bomber Bill Grohl, double team. Gray's got to keep the lead, though. Here we come, the scramble on the inside. Was it called off in time? It was.
I think so.
1 Pioneer point.
Well, this guy's doing a pretty fine job for those guys. He's blocking well. He's jamming well.
Sure is. 26-8. Let's watch it again.
Here comes a replay. He sees Mallory behind him. He lets Mallory come up, take a pop at him. He keeps him back. Knocks him high, comes shooting to the inside, cuts it, and JoJo, not knowing what was going to happen, started to make a move out of there and pick up Mallory.
26-18 the score. Bay Bombers leading now by 8 points. We might mention that this telecast is produced strictly for the enjoyment of our viewing audience. Any other use, reproduction, or retransmission of this game without the expressed written permission of DJL Productions or the International Roller Skating League is strictly prohibited. Back together now. We've got jammers moving up and out. Ronnie Turbin, they call him Spider Turbin when he was in the training school.
Boy, Spider got a lot of trouble right now. He's got Perez and Gibson chasing him.
Look out. There's a Bomber secondary moving a long way back there. Larry Stoll coming up. Turbin's still in there, hit by Perez. Goes down. Here comes Stoll on the inside. Stoll trying to get away from number 58, Charlie Gibson. Perez in the lead. Gibson has put Stoll down, so the Pioneers can pick him up now. They got 2 jammers. JoJo Stafford leads in a block on Bill Grohl. Grohl bounced to the rail. Butler taken high. And Moyer taken high. So there are 6.
That was a bundle.
Yep.
That was a bundle.
That's the play of the half for the Pioneers. 6 points. That really puts them back into it now. They're only down by 2 points, Nick.
Well, I think that was a play of the game for them right now.
We've got a timeout called on the track right here. Timeout being called. with the score. The San Francisco Bay Bombers 26, the Midwest Pioneers down by only 2, 24. Okay, we're back to the action now at the San Jose City. 26-24. JoJo Stafford down again on the track. Was that his skate again, Nick?
No, this time Jim Jackson just flat ran over him.
Oh,
boy.
Who can you blame it on?
I don't know.
It's your own teammate.
Boy, he looked just like a highway, and Jackson looked like a truck coming right over the top of him.
So we're going to have a little time here getting that pack reorganized once again as Stafford went down in it. There's Charlie Gibson, number 58. See how JoJo Stafford is. I mentioned also, while we have the time, that announcers for this game are employed by the International Roller Skating League and are in no way affiliated with the station on which you are watching this particular telecast. But if you'd like to write to us anyhow, right after this jam, we'll give you the mailing address where you can get a hold of yours truly and Nick Scopus.
And the rest of the skaters are the Bombers, the Pioneers.
Right, anybody.
The Jolters.
On the jam right now, Bombers the man on top, Larry Stoll, 35. And
whoa.
Pioneers, nobody moving. Larry Stoll, number 35. There's Gibson, he tried to get out. He was put back in by Butler.
Put back in wasn't the word for it. Butler hit him, he drove him about 4 feet in the air.
Well, Gibson will try his luck on defense back here at the rear now. There we are. Larry Stoll, the only man out there that can score right now. Gibson is acting as a blocker, and he is really putting a lot into it. Look at those legs.
Boy, he's winding that leg up and throwing it out there. He's just whipping it out there. It's got to hurt.
Okay, now, Bombers trying to get somebody back there to help.
They can't get anybody back. Pioneers are blockading the back of the pack.
Yeah, they're backstopping Gibson beautifully back there. Still, with that pack moving at a crawl, still can't get any speed going either.
And you're at a disadvantage when you can't get moving fast if you're a jammer. The best thing to do now is have somebody take off out of the front of that pack and come all the way around.
Yeah,
Just stop dead.
Stop, but we're not going to have the time now. 3,
Here goes Turbin.
2, 1. It's over. Turbin broke, but about 10 seconds too late. Larry Stoll down, no score on the play, and there's a warning at least to JoJo Stafford about throwing a helmet.
Well, that was close. Turbin had built up a head of steam.
Let's watch this again.
Here's a block out by Gibson. He's blocking him out. The pack is almost stopped dead. Gibson's just getting the stall, hitting him with the leg blocks, giving him some good elbow blocks, too. He's trying to drive him down into the track. Ronnie Turbin, right around this time right now, starts to take off, and he's really built up a head of steam. And if Gibson gets out of the way, Stafford knocks down. Now, here comes Turbin right here. Stafford was standing up there and just stuck his leg out, and somehow Turbin got underneath it, boy. I thought they were going to have a collision of the worlds right there. There would have been bodies flying all over, Kenny.
It remains a 26-24 game. The Bay Bombers leading, but not by the comfortable margin they had at the start of this period. They lead by 2, not 9. Minute 20 left in this period. So this could be the last jam here, and Alvin Mallory leads it for the Bombers, number 34.
Here comes your man Gibson, too.
And they've been going at it all night long. Gibson on the inside. Mallory, back out, up, shoulder block, elbow, Mallory gets Gibson down.
He drove him, too.
A warning. He doesn't get a penalty, but he does get a warning. Alvin Mallory now. Bombers have had a lot of opportunities in this period where they've had the only jammer moving, but they haven't really capitalized on it.
I know. This is what I said earlier. You know, the Pioneers seem to have been skating stronger, and they wound up being down 9 points.
Well, they got it together in the pack. Now, there's 2 Pioneers back there backstopping for Gibson. No Bomber can get back. So Mallory's on his own. Gibson rocks. Now we get a man back. This could be different. Bill Grohl.
That's a good man to get back there, too, if you're going to get one back.
Yeah, okay, here we go. Grohl starts to pick up speed. Out of the turn, the whip is to Mallory. Low, he goes under Gibson. Back up. Time running out. Mallory goes back, and Gibson tried to get him again. And this jam is over. 10 seconds on the clock. Alvin Mallory gets congratulations. There was 1 Bay Bomber point. And time, standing ovation for Alvin Mallory as time in this period runs out. We've got a timeout. And the score stands. The San Francisco Bay Bombers 27, Midwest Pioneers 24. Okay, the women on the track for the 7th skating period. It is their final period in regulation time, at least. A 27-24 game. Bay Bombers on top by 3. JoJo Stafford having a little trouble getting off the track. Peanuts Meyer helping him.
Waiting for the factory for
Dolores Tucker wearing the pivot helmet for the Bombers, and it'll be J.J. Burton, the captain for the Pioneers, with the pivot helmet.
Don't forget, the Bay Bombers will be back here Friday, August the 10th, in a battle of the powerful Southern Trojans, led by Alfonso Reyes.
Okay, the pack is together. Jammers moving up. Bombers quickly get somebody out of here on top, and that is Willie Ryan, number 36. The Midwest Pioneers, number 52, Marcia Gibbs. 1-1 on the play. Gibbs going to the inside. Block on Ryan. Bombers leading by 3 here. Final period for the gals, unless we have a tie score at the end of the game. Then it's overtime. Ryan up. The lead again. Now back at the rear of the pack. J.J. Burton on defense for the Pioneers. Bombers have Dolores Tucker back there blocking each team, and Jammer trying to get in. Burton blocking on the outside. Gibbs put down by Dolores Tucker. Ryan, the lead jammer, blocked on the outside. Gibbs coming back up in the lead now. Tucker with a block. Block in there by Burton. Nobody in for a point yet. Gibbs hit to the infield. Did not get by Tucker. She's got to drop back behind her. 10 seconds remaining. And Gibbs coming back up again. Blocked by Tucker. Burton blocking out Ryan, and time ticking away. Look out, Shaw trying to get back. Got her own jammer out. There is no score on the play.
Shaw saw the time running out. She tried to come back and pop Tilly one.
Desperation move, and sometimes you shouldn't know how to do that.
No, yeah, but you always got to take a chance while you're out there, especially when the time's running short, like it was just now, where even if she did do what she did, she wasn't going to get scored on, you know.
Oh, that's true, too.
And you always have the possibility of maybe knocking that defensive skater out of the way and picking up the quick single with 1 or 2 seconds to go. It's amazing how long 1 or 2 seconds are when you're out there.
I tell you. 27-24, the Bay Bombers hang on to the lead by 3 points. Uh-oh, we got trouble down here now. Dolores Tucker and J.J. Burton. The officials trying to pull them apart.
I know, I'll tell you one thing, they're not strangers to each other right there.
There'll be penalties both ways there. So both teams are going to be fielding 4 skaters. And we got an insubordination fine on JoJo Stafford. He isn't even skating, and he gets himself in there, and the referees get into his pocket.
Boy, and that hurts.
Each team fielding 4.
He ain't going to buy the drinks tonight.
No, not tonight.
Trying to get that pack back together again. Each team will be fielding 4 skaters. Bombers still with a 3-point lead.
Whistle sound.
Whistle back together. Jammers moving up.
Getting out for the Bombers.
Bombers get the gal on top. Judy McGuire, number 35. Peanuts Meyer held up in the pack. The Pioneers have number 50, Joyce Young, out on the chase. There you see Young coming up behind McGuire. So each team with a potential scorer moving on this play. McGuire setting the pace.
At the rear of the pack.
Easy strides.
By number 53, Catherine Shaw.
Young pushing up now. At the rear of the pack. Here we come. McGuire on the inside calls it off. There is no score. She had to do that as a bomber. Terry and Ebnet had been blocked back and was in danger of being scored over. Young, a little unhappy, wants to know why she didn't get a point.
No score on that.
Remains 27-24, score unchanged. We mentioned a little earlier, if you'd like to get a hold of any of us, Bay Bombers or any of the other teams in the league, drop a card or a letter to the Bay Bombers, Post Office Box 7979, San Francisco, California 94120. That's the Bay Bombers, Post Office Box 7979, San Francisco 94120.
You know, all the skaters are enjoying getting those letters too. I hope the people keep sending them in.
So do I. Like to see them coming. Pack formed up now. Jammers coming up. Pioneers jammer out to start it. That is number 52, Marcia Gibbs.
Gibbs, the only jammer. And coming out for the Bombers now, Terry and Abnett. Terry, a long way back.
Now Terry and Abnett for the Bombers.
Terry, stretching it out.
And Gibbs wants an Abnett to make a move on her here. Look out. And Abnett tries the outside. Gibbs didn't put her down. And now a little shoulder block. That didn't put her down. Terry and Abnett staying right in there. Up. Gibbs catches her off stride there in the turn. That's where a veteran can have the advantage.
Whoa, look
Gibbs,
at the inside of the track.
Gibbs has got in there. She's got two at least. Driven by Ryan and Meyer.
We have 18 seconds left on the jam.
Gibbs still going. Now she calls it off.
Good play. Good all-around
There
play.
are two Pioneer points, and Nick, the Midwest Pioneers really breathing down the Bombers' necks here now. 27-26, they're down by only one.
Yeah, they got a 1-point difference, and Gibbs skated a great jam on that jam. She kept an Abnett on the outside, kept blocking her. She watched her all the way through, finally dumped her up by the rail. Here's a replay on it. Here she comes into the back of the pack. JJ giving her a shove through there. She's already picked up two.
But she's still going.
She's still trying to get up some more, to pick up some more points, and Tucker takes her high up to the rail, and she sees an Abnett coming and cuts it off. Fine play.
The Bay Bombers lead at 1 point in the second half. Was 9 points. It is now 1 point, and the crowd's starting to get up here. They want to see a rally.
Well, I don't blame them wanting to see a rally. Whether they can get one or not, that's a different story. But I really feel like we've said through this entire game, Kenny, that the Bomber girls have been greatly outnumbered in size and in weight. Not in speed by any means, but in size and weight. And with the absence of Joni, I thought that they would really go down the tubes. I really did.
They're hanging in there right now. They got the advantage. 2-on-1. Peanuts Meyer, Judy McGuire, number 54 out for the Pioneers. Connie Haynes. Haynes had a chance to call it off and didn't do it. Meyer pinned to the rail by Haynes. Now Young will take Meyer on a secondary as Haynes takes off in pursuit of Judy McGuire. There's McGuire. McGuire will face J.J. Burton.
McGuire's starting to pick up the pace now as she comes into the rear against Burton. She wants to be moving as fast as she can coming in on JJ.
Well, she's lost that now. Now she tries the inside. Here comes the Pioneer jammer up, Connie Haynes.
Whoa!
Oops, look out, a Bomber taken back. It's called off. 1 Bomber point scored, and we've got a timeout here on the track. Timeout being called. Judy McGuire scores 1. It's the Bay Bombers 28 and the Midwest Pioneers 26. Okay, we're back to the action. The timeout over. The Gals forming the pack up 28-26. Bombers lead the Pioneers by 2 here in the 7th period. Final women's period in regulation time. Jam-packed crowd, almost a sellout. 2,320 some odd people here in San Jose tonight. Love to see them all, and remind you, if there's a game in your area, do not miss a chance. See your favorite skaters in action. Come on out in person.
Boy, in action it is too, Kenny. These skaters, every game that we've been to so far has been an excellent game. Everybody has skated well tactically, and I've really enjoyed it. I'm really happy that I'm a part of this thing this season.
Yeah, the Bomber taken out on that play was Willie Ryan. Now the Bombers do not have a jammer. Pioneers, 53, Catherine Shaw. Also moving is Marcia Gibbs, 52. There you see him. So the Pioneers, they are not trailing by a whole bunch, but they have a chance to pick a whole bunch up right now. Bombers do have Ryan back out on the jam a long way back. Blocking back at the rear, Dolores Tucker, Judy McGuire. Now J.J. Burton back with a pivot helmet, number 58. Let's see, now she'll wait as here comes Ryan in. Ryan put on the rail by the announcer's table. She comes back down. Now Burton may not, now it looks like she's hesitating. Now she's gonna make her move. Blocked to the middle, McGuire hit, Tucker spun. In Abnett on the rail, Meyer tied up, look out.
Big score.
Big one, big one.
Looked like about 5 points to me.
More than that.
Looked like
6. Six Pioneer points, 3 by each jammer. Sean Gibbs, let's watch it
Here
again.
Comes the tail end of it. Here comes a whip. JJ takes a whip, splits through the double block, comes up, drives another one up into the rail. That's right, it was 6.
Yep.
And look who picked up the jammer, Carol Meyer.
Yep, she's the only one that stayed in the way there. 32-28 suddenly here in the latter part of the second half of the game. The Midwest Pioneers have come alive. They've taken a lead away from the Bay Bombers. Bombers have had it their way most of the night, but they are trailing now by 4 points, and they have not trailed by that margin before. Bombers will go with Pam Harrison as a jammer. We've seen her in the pack mostly tonight. Also Terry and Evnet. Pioneer jammers will be Shaw, 53 again. And number 54, the big gal out there, Connie Haynes. Back together, they start to move up. We're coming up on the 2-minute mark here in the final women's period. 7th period of the game. Pioneers have the pack open.
Boy, look at the way this game turned around now.
Yeah. Off the whip is Connie Haynes, number 54. Dolores Tucker out and out, number 2-1. She's got Haynes in front of her. Shaw moving up behind her. Tucker's got to get the lead if she wants to call it off. Tucker, stride for stride with Haynes. Now makes a move. She's not going to call it. She's going to try and skate it out. Lucky Tucker calls it off.
Great play by Tilly.
Beautiful play. 3 Bomber points, and those are big points at this point. Let's watch it again.
Here comes a replay right here. Tilly is outnumbered here. She starts building up a head of steam. She looks up. Somebody must have given her a signal or something, because she starts to, I think it's the next straightaway. She's going to start picking up some speed coming right through this turn. She waved at somebody, and they started to lift the field. Tilly put her head down.
Look at that. Beautiful teamwork.
Super.
So 32-31, the Bombers are only down by 1, and they're very much still in it. The penalty, I think, has been called on J.J. Burton, and now there'll probably be a penalty on Judy McGuire.
McGuire now picks up a...
Yep, so we got penalties both ways. Each team will field 4.
Bombers will be fielding 3 skaters.
Uh-oh, Bombers have 2 penalties. There was not a penalty on Burton, Nick.
49 seconds
No,
left.
Burton was the one that got hit in the head there by McGuire.
I wonder if Peanuts Meyer was not maybe the other half of that.
I don't think the 2
Well, I'd hate to see that. That'd put them into a lot of trouble. Now, even
We
if
got 35 seconds, so they may be able to get...
yeah, even if it's not both of them, the boys are going to be shorthanded by 2 skaters when they come out, which maybe even be worse.
Right, 25 seconds on the clock as it ticks away. 32-31, Pioneers lead the Bombers by 1.
McGuire and Myers.
McGuire and Meyer, the 2 of the penalties, but that won't hurt right here. 15 seconds there. No scoring play we're going to have.
Burton now, run out,
Whoa. Burton has started something in the infield. I don't know if she's going to be able to finish it now.
Penalty on Burton, time with 5. Time is running out here. And they're starting to break loose. Tucker and Burton going at it. We're going to have a timeout called here. Timeout on the track. Look at the crowd. They're up for this one. Well, we've got a timeout at the end of the 7th period. The Midwest Pioneers 32 and the San Francisco Bay Bombers 31. Okay, we're back to the track now for the 8th and final period of action here in San Jose. And the penalties, as we said, carry over, so the Bombers will have only 3 skaters to start it here, and the Pioneers will have 4. 32-31, the Bombers are down by 1. Bombers have the jammer out there, number 32, Chris Rowe. The Pioneers, number 55, Jim Jackson. 1-1 in the play. Bombers not deeply in trouble yet, but it is disturbing not to see them in the lead on the scoreboard, the way they really commanded it early in the game.
Well, I thought they did, yes. I didn't know how they got in the lead, though. You know, this is what I was saying earlier, and I still maintain it, in my eyes anyway. Here comes Rowe. He's hit the rear of the pack. JoJo's picked him up now. Jackson's coming in. Billy Grohl puts an elbow right in the neck.
Jackson is down now. Now here's a place where Grohl can help.
Whoa, what a
Stafford
jump
stays
block.
in there. Block on Chris Rowe. Rowe back again, but he's got to worry about Jackson moving up again. Now Stafford, meanwhile, in on Rowe. Jackson hit to the rail. Now Rowe has a lead now. He's going to make a move. Here we come. Bill Grohl's going to take another shot at Stafford. Nobody there to hit.
Oh.
Rowe down. Grohl in trouble. Scrambles back up there. 5 seconds. Here comes Jackson. Grohl the block. Jackson down. Stafford missed block. Jam is over. Oh,
You know what?
who cut that tree down?
I'll tell you what, that may have looked awfully funny, but that was an awful lot of effort to stay up on his feet. He knew that if he went down, there was a possibility he was going to get passed by Rowe, who started coming back again.
Let's watch it
I
again.
think we got the tail end of it right here. Here's the blocking being done by Stafford. Grohl went back, missed the block. Now watch this. Jackson goes down. Billy Grohl sidesteps Stafford. Now Rowe's coming again. But the time was just running out. I guess Rowe knew he couldn't get there.
I don't think Stafford was as worried about the Bomber Jammer coming up as he was stepping on his own teammate, really.
It's quite possible, you know.
That's like running up to the edge of the cliff and deciding at the last minute, I got to stop here.
Now, that's where I used to mess up all the time.
That was probably it. 32-31. The Pioneers do continue to lead by one. Back forming up. Those penalties from the last period are up, so now both teams are at full strength. Let's see who we can shake loose.
And Gibson gets the whip out there. Alvin Mallory breaks out for the Bombers.
Alvin Mallory a block. Mallory's got the lead on this jam.
Mallory and Gibson again on this jam. These two have been going at it all night.
Boy, these two guys have been playing man-to-man all night.
Yeah, and this is about payoff time here in the final period.
All right.
Mallory put down and does not like it.
Charles Gibson.
Charlie Gibson.
For the Pioneers.
Moving up on the rear, let's see now. Bill Grohl gives a nod. Alvin Mallory will block for the Bombers.
Mallory waiting for Gibson.
Gibson a little wary now.
Mallory rolling up the speed.
Mallory set. Gibson out of the turn. Block on the outside by Mallory. Mallory, whoa, shoulder in there. It's more like a body block. Eric bounced. Oh, Gibson bounced off that rail. Now Gibson trying to throw himself over the top of Mallory. That doesn't work. Gibson back up. Mallory puts him down again. Time running out of the jam. Gibson's not going to get back, I don't think. What a maybe he will. Penalty called, and that will hurt. Block in the wrong direction on the track.
Blocking in the wrong direction.
That's going to get...
Let's watch it again.
Now watch this now. Alvin's putting some great blocks in there. He's just putting some great blocks in on Gibson. He's turned around. He just barely turns around, evading a penalty there, and gives him a good shoulder block. Now he sees Gibson starting to move, and he just gets up and he drop-kicked him.
Right.
Just drop-kicked him.
Well, that hurts the Bomber cause because, in addition to the penalty on Mallory, the man he fouled was a jammer, and that jammer gets credit for the point. Gibson gets one. The Pioneers get one, and they lead by 2.
Yep. And this is no time to be doing that stuff. And, you know, get yourself put in a penalty box and then having it cost you a point on top of that, Kenny. You only got 7 minutes, 50 seconds to go in the game, and you want to save all the points you can right now.
You bet.
Here comes the guy to get you some.
Aha, first time in a long time. Bomber coach Cliff Butler has said, well, I got to do it myself. He's out there with a jammer's helmet. That draws the Pioneer pivot. JoJo Stafford out. Stafford, look out, has caught Butler. Butler down.
Well, I got to give his Stafford a lot of credit. He's skating on one skate out there. The other one's just about welded together.
He's really, he's got to be favoring that skate, too.
Oh, yeah.
He's got to be worried about it.
He talked to me earlier about it, you know, and I didn't know what to tell him. I said, well, tighten them both up the way that... Because he had one loose and one tight.
Oh, at the start of the second half, now Stafford had a setup. They had the pack high. He was going in for 4 points, lost his truck, went down. Bomber secondary came in, scored Bomber points instead.
That's
You
right.
got to worry about that. You got to worry about Cliff Butler right now. There he is, an E-block on the outside. And that got to Stafford. 15 seconds, Butler with an elbow, and you can see it jarring him. Bill Grohl keeping anybody from the Pioneers from getting back. Stafford comes up, jump block again. Stafford down again. Time running out. Here comes Bill Grohl up from behind. Grohl coming up. He won't get there. Grohl did not get there in time. Stafford down.
Boy, that was a fine blocking effort by Cliff. He was just pounding away.
Okay, we got a timeout on the track now. Stafford down. Timeout called. The score standing, the Midwest Pioneers 33. The Bay Bombers 31. Okay, we're back from the final timeout in the final period of this game from San Jose, California. Capacity crowd on hand, and they're behind the Bombers now. The Bombers are behind the Pioneers by 2 points, 33-31. On the jam, Joe Perez, number 52, setting the pace. Larry Stoll for the Bombers, inside elbow. Perez misblocks, still again there at the rear, and there's blocking going on back there. Gibson blocking with Mallory, and Stoll on the inside. Oh, look out, Stoll down. Here comes Perez up on Mallory. A block, Perez off the rail. Gibson trying to get a block in there. Perez has got his point. Still hits the upright and goes down. It's called off.
Boy, it looks like he caught us back there.
Yeah, no score on that play. No score. It remains 33-31, a 2-point lead.
Boy, I don't know.
Let's watch it again.
Here's a replay on it. Now watch the blocking. The blocking was awfully tough. But now watch Gibson right here. Somehow he got in and stopped Stoll from coming in. He comes up here, tries to get to Mallory. Couldn't do it. Stoll went through it right across his back with the upright.
Got that upright wrong.
Oh, yeah. That tends to make you walk with a straight back for about a week and a half.
Oh, yeah. Me, I don't want to sit down.
Oh, I know. What do you mean sit down? I am sitting down. Larry's a tough kid. He'll be all right.
Still help to the infield, and we got a little ovation from the crowd here for him. Bombers still trailing by 2 points, 33-31, 4:20 time in game.
Bombers trailing by 2.
Waiting as the Jammers drop back in.
And wearing the Jammers helmet for the Bombers.
And the Bombers again have got their coach, Cliff Butler, with a Jammers helmet.
All right, and they got Ronnie Turbin with the Jammers helmet too. That's a pretty good 1-2 punch right now.
Okay, here we go. Bombers need points. They're down by 2. They've got the pack open. Alvin Mallory, the whip to San Francisco Bay Bomber coach Cliff Butler, number 36. Stafford out for the Pioneers, third of a lap behind. Now Bill Grohl out with a pivot helmet for the Bombers. Woo-wee! Stafford puts Butler off the track. Blocking at the rear of the pack. Mallory in trouble. Stafford by Mallory. Here comes Bill Grohl. Sidestep. Stafford back. Stafford's got 1. He's got more than that. Jam still going. 20 seconds. Stafford trying to get by for that last point. Here comes Bill Grohl moving up. Grohl on the inside. Cuts it.
I think it was JoJo Stafford cutting that jam right there. I think he got 3 or 4.
Let's see what they say. Oh,
boy, he just drove him into that rail, didn't he?
Yeah, we got referees all over the track somewhere else. Jimmy Pierce giving a penalty to Gibson down at one end. Bill Morrissey over at the officials table, and nobody caught that.
There were 3 points picked up by Grohl and by Stafford.
Here we got Cliff Butler laying down here.
Each way.
It looks like he's been hurt.
Yeah.
And on the other side of the track, you got Billy Grohl, who just got his head run into the rail.
There were 3 points each way. Grohl did get in, but Stafford already had his points. Okay, let's see it again.
Here we go. Here's a replay on it.
That's Turbin breaking out of the pack.
Breaking out, yeah.
He was not passing for points.
No, it looked like Joe cut it off right there. And I guess Billy Grohl must have slid by there with the 3 Pioneers up on the rail working over Butler.
And let's put Butler down on the infield there. He is hurt.
Yeah, he's still not up.
2:15 on the clock. Bombers still trail by 2. 36-34 now the score. Crowd trying to get something going out there on the track.
Here comes Turbin.
Okay, Ronnie Turbin, number 31, out for the Bombers. He's got company. The best the Pioneers have got. Joe Perez, number 52. Perez to the inside, step by Turbin. Sidestep by Perez. Shoulder by Perez. Turbin ducks a block. Bomber down at the rear of the pack, Bill Grohl.
I think it was too late. I think it was too late on the cutoff.
No score on the play.
Well, that was awfully close. That was awfully fast reaction by Ronnie Turbin to cut that jam off with Billy Grohl being double teamed.
It saved a point, but it does not help the Bombers erase their deficit. They're still down by 2 points, 36-34. We've got 1:25 in game.
Well, it's getting down to the point of no return right now. The longer it takes them to form the pack.
This will be the last jam, I just about think.
Well, depending on how fast they go, Kenny, you can get with 1 minute and 10 seconds,
Okay, we're starting with 1:10 on the clock. We got Chris Rowe out for the Bombers. The Pioneers, Jim Jackson, number 55. Bombers need 2 to tie. They need 3 for the lead.
You can get 2 jams in.
Look out, roll a block, Jackson
Good
down.
block.
Okay, Bombers will have a chance here. Chris Rowe coming in. Bill Grohl in position to assist. Groh calling a play. Jackson puts pressure on. He's moving back up.
I think Billy Grohl's picking him up right now.
Yep. Grohl goes on up. Blocked out by Gibson. Grohl is dumped. Look out, a block on Gibson. Rowe on the rail. Rowe is not going to get by there. And Jackson hangs tough. He's coming back up again. Now Bill Grohl's going to try and make his move here. He goes after Gibson. They need 2 to tie, 3 for the lead. Remember, trying to lead the way, blocking in the pack. Chris Rowe on the outside. It's Jackson gets in, calls it off. Jackson called it off. And there is 1 point each way. The Bombers cannot pull it out. 1 point Bombers.
Whoa.
2 Pioneers.
What a tough way to go down.
2 Pioneer points. 1 Bomber point. And time in the game runs out. Stay with us. We'll be back for interviews. The final score. The Midwest Pioneers 38, San Francisco Bay Bombers 35.
I have with me Chris Rowe, Larry Stahl, Jerry Moyer. You guys had a tough game tonight. Larry, you were lucky you survived.
It was pretty rowdy. I'm lucky I didn't get hurt, so even though we lost, I still feel good. I'm not bad.
Yeah, you're right about that. We've seen you hit the upright with your back. Chris, how about this team? How is it to skate against?
It's really tough. They got some good skaters out there. All the teams are pretty much tough this year.
I'll tell you what, you guys had a heck of a crowd. Is this the biggest crowd you skated in front of, Jerry?
Yeah.
How'd you like it?
I liked it.
Did you?
Yeah. You really don't know they're out there, unless they really get going, It's neat.
Do they help pick you guys up when you're skating?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely so.
How about you, Larry?
It's a gas when you try harder. Like I was hurt, and I still want to come back and skate. And it just makes you try. That's what we're here for.
Chris, I know you skated in front of a few big crowds. You've been skating now. You're probably the senior member of the trio right now. How is it for you out here?
It's really tough. It seems like these guys are getting tougher by the year. Or either that or I'm getting older by the year. I think that might be it.
You can't be getting older. I'm the one that's getting older. Good guy Larry over here was one of the few guys so far that I've done an interview with that took his skates off so I can almost look him in the eye. What do you think about that?
Really sorry for you.
Listen, how do you guys take this loss tonight? It was kind of a downer. You had a big crowd. I thought you guys had the game won. You had like a 9-point lead at one time. What happened?
Well, Cliff got hurt towards the end of the game. Billy Grohl got shook up towards the end, and they just got the best of us.
What about you? Were they locking up the jammers in the pack?
Yeah, they got a lot rougher at the end of the game, and like when Bill and Cliff went out, we kind of got scattered a little bit because we're pretty young compared to the other guys because there's like 3 new members this year, and it just didn't come together. Just just take a little time over the season. We'll get closer and tighter, but we just kind of momentary lapse or something.
Jerry, did you have any thoughts while everything was coming down out there?
Yeah. Just get out there and stay in front, and just not get past, and just stay out there and try.
Well, that's about the best way to go about it. It's good when you start thinking at least, hey, I better not get caught in the back, because I get caught in the back, I'm going to get passed for points. I get passed for points, we're going to go down the tubes for sure. Well, you guys had a tough series with this team. It looks like everybody halfway survived. I think your next series, Joni will be back, which probably will help the girls, who I thought were going to be shorthanded with Joni not being there, wound up skating better than I thought they would.
Yeah, they really pulled it off good tonight. They're all veterans. They've been together for a while, so they did pretty good.
Yeah, I think you got it, Larry. That they are veterans. They've all, if you add up all the years they've skated just between the 4 girls, it's like 80 years.
Right. Dolores Tucker, Carol Meyer, Judy McGuire, they're all great skaters.
Well, listen, guys, I'm sorry about the loss. Maybe next time you'll get them. This is Nick Skopas for Ken Kunselman, International Roller Skating League. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.